It's nearly 10 p.m. on a Friday night in northeast Calgary. It's the Muslim month of Ramadan, and Imam Nabil is signaling the breaking of the day's fast for the crowd gathered. 17-year-old Nadine Beiruti volunteers with the Muslim Families Network Society, the organization hosting the night's Ramadan iftar dinner.
This is just a food distribution type of thing, volunteer dinner. It's for all the people that we help out throughout the year, the people that come to our outreaches if they're in need to get food or whatnot. Iftar is when you break your fast after sunset. So we fast all day from sunrise to sunset, and at sunset time is when we're able to break our fast. So this is the iftar dinner, so breaking your fast dinner time type of thing.
Nadine's cousin, Hassan Hatoum, is one of the young people at the iftar dinner. He explains what it means to be an observant Muslim.
It means that you always have Islam in the back of your head, no matter what you're doing throughout the day. So it borders the way that you interact with other people, borders the way you eat your food. And in that sense, it's not constricting, but it gives you guidelines how to base your life and how to run your life in a healthy manner.
Hassan is quick to condemn the handful of young men who, reportedly, have left Calgary to fight with Muslim extremists in the Middle East, some dying in the process.
Islam promotes peace, and it does not promote anything they're doing. They're the furthest thing from Islam.
Like Hassan Amory is a native Calgarian. His grandfather came from the Middle East in the 1890s to homestead in Saskatchewan. Hassan says the media's attention on those few radicals who join groups like ISIL, organizations that have so captured the West's attention, has to be put into perspective.
Muslims comprise almost 25% of the world's population, so relatively speaking, it's an extremely small, infinitesimal number. So people take that out of context, but if there's an isolated incident, it's easy to label it and people to get carried away with the fear of Muslims and Islamophobia. Radicalization happens with within all communities and with all age groups. I mean, youth radicalization is an issue across the globe, really. And it happens because of marginalization. So if we address the issue of marginalization, then I think we can tackle that issue. But it's not as big as people seem to think, but obviously it's an issue, and we're concerned as Muslim Canadians and as Calgarians.
Aftab Saber, another born and bred Calgarian who's with the National Council of Canadian Muslims, agrees.
Every Canadian Muslims included, is concerned about security and safety. Right? So it behooves all Canadians to make sure that we are, confronting this challenge united from a united perspective, but also then with the tools that we need to be able to do that.
This is your home, your neighbors.
Imam Nabil is speaking at a conference, also organized by the Muslim Families Network Society, about the related issues of Islamophobia and radicalization, as the community agrees it's a subject that can't be ignored, no matter how few Calgarians have taken up the banner of extremism. What can be done to address the issue of Muslim radicalization?
Community engagement, really. Youth especially, they're vulnerable because they're looking for a sense of identity, or they're looking for a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. So I think we have community engagement, and we're not, again, I think the media has a big role to play in this. If the media doesn't isolate Muslims and the profiling and whatnot that's going on, the government plays a large role, and I think, like I say, the policing, and as well as us as just average citizens.
I think we need to do more of our part to inform people on the various mediums they can take towards channeling their emotions, because most of those kids are still at a young age. They're trying to find themselves. They see something that's appealing and that's drawing out their temptations and what they're feeling inside. So we just need to do our part in a better way to guide them towards the right paths.
It's a digital age, and a lot of content is available on the internet that is unfiltered, right? So if you go searching, Google is not a filter for anything, right? It can find any content you want, you're looking for. And I think that's kind of where a lot of this starts.
While the Calgary Police Service is set to launch a counter-radicalization strategy, Saber says several people play a role in preventing the seeds of extremism to flourish.
It's not just one person that's responsible. I think, we as a community have a joint obligation to make sure that we work together to do that, right? So, of course, the child's, the youth's parents, a big place, right? The community centers that we're involved in, community leaders, right? Educators, of course, right? Schools, universities, these sorts of things. The general public. I think part of it also is that that helping all Canadian youth understand their civic responsibilities will go a long way to helping them to channel some of their energy into productive measures.
Hassan Amory says Canada's multicultural stance actually aligns very well with Islamic principles.
In the essence of Islam, that's one of the foundational beauties of it is we don't differ except in your degree of piety. So embracing everyone's differences is, again, congruent with Canadian cultural society as well. So that's why I think Canada is a great place for all people, but especially Muslims from differing ethnic backgrounds. And I think that's why they feel most comfortable coming to Canada.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hey guys, how are you doing? Good, thanks. You? Good, thanks.
Perhaps 17-year-old Hassan best sums up the situation facing Muslims today with the phrase that, frankly, could be applied to many faiths and ideologies.
The religion Islam is perfect, but Muslims aren't perfect. So there's a lot of those few extremist Muslims that go out there and they make the name bad for everybody.